Bad Boys for life.
Dude.
This was fantastic. This was really good.
If you had told me that of a trilogy, that of a third movie of a trilogy that was going to come out of 2019, early 2020, that my favorite would be
First of all,
Bad Boys.
this is 17 years after the second one.
Oh, I know. And I leaned to you midway through this movie and was like, yeah, this is by far the best one.
Yeah.
Like it is so good.
I don't know. I really do like the first one.
No, the first one is solid because you're introduced to these characters. But this one, you know what it was? The filmmakers were like, what if, hypothetical, what if we focused on plot and heart and emotion instead of just wild explosions? And they're like, all right, maybe we'll do that.
Michael Bay was like, I'm out.
Yeah, and that's probably what happened. He was like, no, we're not going to do, something with just like a
That being said, the action in this is pretty good.
No, the action, you can have both. It's not a yes or no question. It's just like, no, you can have both of them. And this one was awesome. Like, I turned to you and I was like, I know this is probably blasphemous for you, but I enjoyed Bad Boys 3 more than I did Hobbs and Shaw. Okay, so I mean...
That being said, this is really good. I mean, for me, it's not Hobbs and Shaw. It's two completely different types of action movies.
Because in my opinion, this, as crazy as this is going to sound, Bad Boys 3 is more grounded. I mean, Kyle...
Yeah, maybe, but Hobbs and Shaw is more realistic.
What are you talking about?
There are so many... Why is the Miami County Police in Mexico City?
Kyle.
Why are they investigating drug crimes? Why? There are so many questions.
Black Superman. That's real? That's more realistic?
With the advancement of modern technology?
Alright, we don't have to get on the...
And they're in the CIA, and they're in the... Not the CIA, they're like secret agents.
Well, see...
And there's...
They
And so they put you in a world where you can buy it. This Bad Boys is supposed to be based in reality, and no, Sean. Their points. Martin Lawrence retires, and then comes back, and he's like one of the head investigators on.
Because he's a bad boy. You telling me they're not going to let someone like that come back in?
And how shitty are you at your job if you've had the same job for 30 years?
He didn't advance it.
No.
Yeah, but they love that wildlife, Kyle. You know they did. Michael Lowry kept bringing Martin back.
Cab, you know I shot some people.
See, okay.
That being said, I was so glad to see Martin Lawrence and Will Smith.
Yeah. No, it felt like they didn't miss a beat. It was like it felt like the second one came out
so funny,
like 2 years ago.
So she knows
that
she
line,
always knows.
That line was in the preview, and it's still it landed in the movie, which where the body landed on the car. Oh, she knows. And more, you said it's more important. Like, you thought it was great to see Martin Lawrence and Will Smith back on screen, and as much as I agree with you there, it was more refreshing to be like, oh man, I miss Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, I missed them both. I mean, Will Smith's continued to work, but I missed him just being like
Michael Lau. Okay, so to get into it, the storyline of this was good. Like, there was a legitimate mystery behind it, and you were trying to kind of figure out why all this carnage was happening. And instead of it just being like, oh, carnage is happening for just a simple reason, it's like there's a mystery as to why is this happening. Yeah. So you're already on board for, like, you're intrigued.
You know they're out for revenge, but you have no idea for what.
Yeah. So the whole time you're buying into this story. Then,
and why was the Miami County Police sending Will Smith undercover in Mexico City?
Are you talking at the end?
No!
Oh, yeah, that was... Yeah, but that's where the storyline starts to get a little,
I'm not saying this movie's not fantastic, because I was wildly entertained. And I could have watched it again, much like Hobbs and Shaw. I was like, yeah, let's do this again.
Yeah.
But to say it's more based and grounded... No, they are both absurd.
Okay,
in
so
their own
all right,
right.
so what you're talking, see, that's where I would say the storyline's getting crazy, and because I had heard that there was like a twist and a somewhat either forced or unbelievable twist. And,
I didn't feel that.
And the twist was like, what? Like that came out. It really does come out of nowhere, and it was. You can tell it was more for them to try and set up.
Oh, there's a universe.
They're trying to, and which I'm on board for because the people that they've brought in, like Vanessa Hudgens, is good. The woman who played Rita, Paola Nunez, she was awesome. I liked her introduction to the I guess universe. I will say I was bummed that we won't get any more. We're not going to get any more Joey Pantalonia. He was great. It was great seeing him again, and he's a character actor that I think almost. I was like tricked into loving in the sense that as a child I watched Baby's Day Out a lot, and he was in that. So I've always been like, oh yeah, that's a good actor. And he is a good actor, but
Baby's Day Out, The Matrix. What else do you need?
I was a child, Kyle. I wasn't watching The Matrix at 4, but I was watching Baby's Day Out at 4.
Bad Boys.
And I was watching Bad Boys at 4 years old. No, but he was someone that was great in it. Like all the acting, none of it was like amazing, but it was like it landed, it hit.
Yeah.
So you have good acting for this type of story. This type of movie, a solid story, great charisma between the two leads, that they were just hilarious, and awesome action set pieces. And by the end, I was like, wait a second, this was a good movie. I just was so surprised that this movie actually landed. You know? Like, yeah. I went into it thinking, maybe this is just going to be like Bad Boys 2.
See, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, really? They're going to do another one?
Right, yeah.
And then I was just like, okay, we'll let it happen. And I'm glad.
I'm glad we let it happen.
Yeah.
And there were some callback jokes that I actually appreciated. There was the one that Reggie did stay with the daughter.
Yeah.
But he's in the military now. And Michael Bay, who I figured didn't want any part of it, was like the wedding DJ.
Yeah.
Which, right when he came on screen, I was like, ah! I was like, Michael! But I enjoyed this more than Hobbs and Shaw, mainly because it was a lot funnier. The action scenes were good, and it was a much more enjoyable movie for me. Yeah, I like I said, I knew you were going to take this as blasphemy, but it was something that
Do we need to watch Hobbs and Shaw again?
Kyle, yes. I'm not going to turn it down. I'm not going to turn down Hobbs and Shaw. See, I think the things that the people are doing in Hobbs and Shaw are more ridiculous. Now, plot points wise, sure. I guess you could say Bad Boys has more ridiculous plot.
What in
at
the
times.
world are they doing in Hobbs and Shaw that's not believable?
Kyle, they were jumping out of.
I buy it.
It's The Rock and Jason Statham.
You don't think The Rock could jump out of a building?
I think Statham could. He was a diver.
I think they both could.
Okay.
Made my point.
I get that wasn't CGI. They didn't even know the cameras. They didn't even know the cameras were.
The only unrealistic part of Hobbs and Shaw is that the rest I buy.
He was holding it. Kyle, we spent more time.
Not holding up. I don't
Kyle.
quite understand.
Kyle, we need to get back to Bad Boys. We're spending half our time talking about Hobbs and Shaw.
But I am excited for the universe that was set up in this.
That being said, I am afraid that there won't be any more Martin.
That's not the way it ended. Remember? They're sitting there and he's like, till the end.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I know. But it still was.
What else is Martin Lawrence doing? Even though I think he's going back on comedy too.
Maybe.
He should, because Martin Lawrence is one of the funniest.
There were so many one-liners in this that were great. I will say another strange plot point is that the villain is. They kind of lead on to be like, yeah, she's like a witch. She was, and I mean, her introduction was wild. Where she escaped from prison, that was dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Her son is That was in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Where he's like had a drug deal, and the drug dealer's like, he basically was like, change of plan. The deal's different now, and he kills 6 people with a knife in literally 5 seconds. And
like John Wick style.
Yeah, and I turned to you, I was like, that was dirty.
Yeah.
Like that was something that looked awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when I started to think, we may be in good hands. Like, that was when I was like, this movie, I was like, if there's more of that, I am on board action-wise. If that's... And then it just kept going, and it was awesome. And I also liked how it dealt with, basically, like, they are bad boys, but they're older. Like, Michael Lowry, he can't stop. He's a bad boy for life. Martin's like...
When he can't get into the club... It's the funniest thing.
He was like... He's basically like...
That, and when they're driving around in the minivan... They're driving around in the minivan.
He could... Yeah.
I got Mike Lowry in the car.
He was
a Nissan Quest.
He was ashamed of being in a minivan. What a character trait. I can't believe... Like, it's just like, dude, you're in a car. And he was like, no, it's my Uber driver. This is my... And you're just like... Also, he's going around the streets of Miami, I guess, where everyone knows him by face and name. And then if they saw him in a minivan, they'd be like, what are you doing?
What has happened to Mike?
Is he gone soft?
God, he has fallen.
I strongly recommend this movie.
Okay.
It's by far the best movie of the Bad Boys trilogy. And I will gladly... This was...
Great.
I give... For what it is, I give this thing like... It's like a B, teetering on a B+.
I give it a B+. And you liked it more than I did.
I know, but I guess it is, for what it is, I give it like a B+.
Yeah.
But it's like, overall, like you said, there are points where you're going, what? Like, that doesn't add up. Mm-hmm. And it goes into the twist of like, wait a second. Why would the Miami-Dade County Police send Michael Lowry to Mexico to be a undercover informant, but way out of jurisdiction? Then
what are they doing?
I don't know. I didn't even know they had the funds to do that.
It's out of their jurisdiction.
I know.
It's out of American jurisdiction.
I know. But that was something we were like, oh, okay. And the only reason I still bought into it was because they were setting up this universe. Mm-hmm. But other than that, it was like, oh, that's kind of... It felt forced.
I didn't understand that. I didn't understand... Was it necessary she was a witch?
Okay. I gotta say,
other than the comedy,
she's not a legitimate witch. She's not using like powers.
Even though for a minute there you think it may take that turn.
Yeah. At the end, I was like, oh.
Besides the fact there are some comedy bits, gold, like just.
Yeah.
Martin Lawrence has some lines about this chick being a witch that are hilarious.
Come
on, Mike. We're not gonna get into it.
When he's on the plane, the whole scene where and it's typical, like, man, we're brothers. Like, I can't leave you, because Mike's going on a plane to go down to Mexico alone.
Yeah.
And Martin comes in, he's like, excuse me, and he's putting his like bag.
If we go down, we're going down together.
Yeah, he's like, man, I can't leave you like this.
And then he looks around. Everybody's looking at him.
And he's sitting.
Like, oh no! Oh, I know that sounds bad.
He keeps making.
Oh no!
And that it goes into like Martin is a great comedy actor.
Oh.
And it was so good to see him in this, and that for me was the main takeaway. Was like, I miss Martin. I miss Martin so much, and I do.
I missed them both. Like.
Yes, and it was good to see Will Smith like in a decent movie again.
Yes,
because I haven't seen him in a good movie in a while. He's done some not great ones recently.
Yeah, I mean, outside of Aladdin wasn't good, but he was good in Aladdin.
He was solid, yeah. But it was
good to see him in a solid movie. He is both these people. I mean, Will Smith is just a very watchable individual. And he is, even in the bad stuff, you like that you're watching Will Smith.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
It's like just his choices of movies have not been great over the past 20 years.
But Bad Boys 3,
I
would argue he knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
So, But yeah, that was our take on Bad Boys 3. It's not Bad Boys 3.
Bad Boys for Life.
Bad Boys for Life. Which, it's a real missed opportunity. I wonder if they kept saying, no, we'll make a third one, and then the fourth one will be named Bad Boys for Life. But that didn't happen. They were like, we just got to name it Bad Boys for Life. But, yeah, that was our take on Bad Boys for Life. I really enjoyed it. I recommend going to see it in theaters.
Definitely.
Because it's a fun ride.
Go see it in IMAX.
Oh, we saw it in
action.
IMAX.
It's an action movie. Big screen. Lots of explosions. Lots of gunfire.
Was there a specific action scene that you liked?
I mean, the whole chase where they're chasing the guy from the club to the...
I was also about to say, the club scene all the way until the end of the chase was awesome.
Yeah. Even, the ending action sequence is pretty good.
Yeah, which felt straight up out of Uncharted.
Yeah.
You know?
But, yeah.
Yeah. But yes. And, but that was our take on Bad Boys for Life.
One more thing.
Okay.
I actually liked the little bits about the team they had put together.
Yeah.
Like, the big guy.
Who didn't...
He was the computer guy.
And they were like, why is this huge motherfucker IT? Like, tech. He's not out running and gunning. Like, what is he doing? And they reveal why is this way. And you're like, okay, I buy into that. Vanessa Hudgens, you can tell, she's Michael Lowry.
Yeah, she's the wild card.
She's okay with, like, let's get our hands dirty. And then you have, like, the cocky...
And because there's the one scene where he's like, rubber bullets. She's like, you're actually going to like this. You can shoot as many bullets as you want.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, they knew what type of movie it was.
And then the one Asian guy and him clash because they're both, like, alpha male type characters. And Mike Lowry's like... Anyway, I'll let that joke play itself out. But because that was really funny, too. And you're like... Damn.
Yeah. And I think that actually goes into more about what I was saying with Will Smith. A lot of his movie choices feel like he's trying to make a blockbuster movie, but the blockbuster movie be like kind of family friendly in a way, like PG-13. And it was kind of good to see him cussing and being Mike Lowry again, you know? And that was awesome. It was a great movie. I immediately, it finished, I was like, I want to see this again, like immediately. So, but yeah, that's enough Bad Boys for Life, and you can catch us next time.